has been widely discussed earlier. We have been asked by Raju that he is holding this stock and already losing 50% of the invested money. What is the long term view? Rajesh, if you can help for 6 months or 1 year.
Good morning, Ankur. Good morning, Ashasha. Good morning, Lakshmikant. As far as Vodafone Idea is concerned, there are no fundamental reasons to hold this stock for a long-term portfolio. It can be a very high-risk bet, of course, because of the fact that it has good number of subscribers, but the fact remains it's reeling under huge debt. The EGR petition that they filed has been rejected by the courts. Uh, Forget about 5G, even 4G has been not rolled out in a good manner in all over the world. It's not performing well. Even the ARPU's fund, if you see the ARPU's on the lower side of when you compare to other players in this field. So fundamentally, there are no reasons, but at this price, I think everything has been discounted in the price. It can move up to 850 in the next 6 months or so. So if somebody is willing to take that risk, one can continue to hold. Otherwise, fundamentals are in a very poor state.
Fundamentals are very poor. That's the word coming in on Vodafone Idea. But Lakshmikant, on technicals, what will your view be? Because we have several queries that have come in on Vodafone Idea. In fact, we have Rahul Shivani, who is holding about 7,000 shares bought at 6.93 rupees per share. Fundamental view is something that we heard, but technicals, what do charts suggest over here?
The overall trend is on the bearish side because there are still a lot of resistance which we need to play if it crosses the levels. So I think until unless we see a clear breakthrough above the levels of 10 mark, our view will be bearish on this stock, and even we do not see any kind of reversal pattern even on the daily as well as weekly chart from where we could recommend that we could see some sort of pullback move in this stock. So I think if it reaches the levels of 6, then we could see further downward move in this stock, and in that case, it could slip lower toward the levels of 4 to 3 rupees.
So downward trend is possible and suggested by fundamental as well as technical analysts that this is something to be avoided. Next query coming in from Dr. Sunil Kumar BK. He has asked about Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. He has bought the shares at 28 rupees and want to increase the number to cost average out for the long term. Lakshmikant ji, what will you suggest to him? Should he average or not?
Talking about Geo Finance, so you have asked about Ujjivan Finance or Geo
Ujjivan
Finance?
Small Finance Bank.
Okay. So Ujjivan Small Finance Bank has seen upside move after making bottom near the levels of 39 to 40 zone. From there, we have seen consistent upside move with the formation of higher tops and higher bottom. But if you look at the sessions from last to 7 days, now it is hovering near its previous swing high, which is placed around the levels of 45. So overall trend is on the bullish side till it hold above the levels of 38, 39 zone, and further breakout could be expected in this stock up to the levels of 45, from where it could show upside move toward the levels of 57 to 60 zone. So I think with the support of 39, we could anticipate this breakout, and once it crosses the levels of 45, then after we could expect the upside move toward the levels of 57 to 60. So I think with the stop loss of 38, we could recommend to hold this stock in the for the upcoming sessions.
Coming in on Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, but we have Anand who has written to us from Goa. He is holding Devyani International 100 shares, which were bought at an average price of 168 rupees per share. He has a long-term time horizon of about 3 years and more, and he is asking whether he should continue holding these shares, or he would like to get idea on any other QSR stock to include in the QSR basket of his portfolio. So Devyani International, and a view on the entire QSR space. Rajesh, what will your view be on the stock and the sector as a whole?
See, the QSR space, although has been doing very well, but this quarter numbers have not been that great. We have seen companies coming out with poor numbers. But that may be one of quarters that has been bad. But going forward with the kind of price hikes they have taken, new products they have launched. I think these things, the entire space is going to do well. Out of it, the Vianney with his SSG growth and all, I think one can continue to hold. The valuations are attractive. Maybe a target of 190, 195 can be there in the next 6 months.
Next query coming in from Mohan, who is writing from Talcher, Odisha. He mentions he is a retired government employee. First of all, thank you, Mohan, for writing to us. And he is asking about Cochin shipyard. He has bought at 2,200, quantity is 25 for the last 5 months. So, of course, he wants to know the future, whether or not he should hold. Lakshmikant, what will you suggest?
After giving the sharp pullback move toward the levels of 2,195, Cochin Shipyard has witnessed profit booking. But 4 to 5 days back, again, the stock has seen the formation of hammer kind on the daily chart. So from where we again see a pullback move in this stock. So I think till it hold up the levels of 1,750, we could expect that this ongoing momentum will continue. And once it sustain above the levels of 2,200, then after we could see further upside momentum in Cochin Shipyard toward the levels of 2,450 to 2,500 zone. Overall structure is still looking on the bullish, trading in the bullish territory. So we expect that this pullback move continue with the support of 1,750 on the downside.
Okay, so that's the view on Cochin Shipyard, and several of these defense stocks have been in focus for the last several trading sessions. But we have Ravi, who has written to us from Mumbai, who is holding 2,000 shares of Federal Bank. He had purchased them at 196 rupees per share this month, and he is asking for a 1 to 2 month period of view on this particular stock. So Federal Bank, Lakshmikant, what will your view be on this stock?
See, R will be positive in this stock as we have seen V-shape kind of recovery after making bottom near the levels of 185 to 190 zone. Now we are expecting the falling trend line breakout of the levels of 205, from where we could see acceleration in this buying momentum in Federal Bank toward the levels of 225 to 230 zone. So I think till it hold of the levels of 194, our view will be positive and we could anticipate upside move toward the levels of 225 to 230.
Right. Next query coming in from Chitra from Bangalore is asking about whether it is the right time to buy BSE and IndusInd Bank. Of course, I assume she has been following the news today. SEBI has actually given a final circular on the expiry days, which clarifies that 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday, remains intact, but exchanges can make an application for change of expiry day. So that is the news point of view. Rajesh, what will you recommend on BSE and also IndusInd Bank?
Taking one by one, IndusInd Bank, it is a avoid at this point of time, although the valuation looks very attractive based on the fact that the price to book value is less than one. But since the first instance of the derivative loss came out, there have been numerous instances of further uh, things coming out. It's like a can of worms. Every time something new comes out. So it's better to avoid at this point of time, considering the fact that there are various good banks available at good valuations, like HDFC Bank or Axis Bank, that are trading at a good valuations and have good and can give good upside from these levels. As far as BSE is concerned, I have been recommending the stock since the levels of 500, and it has gone up to 7,800 come bonus. So still, I think the fundamentally it's very strong stock. Uh, I don't know why people are so much concerned about this the expiry date being Tuesday or Thursday, leaving us ignoring the entire fundamentals of the stock. It has stake in CDSL, its stake in Gift City. The Star Mutual Fund platform is doing very well. Debt-free company doing very well. Cash positive, no corporate governance. And the thing is, the best part is the BSE Sensex futures, which has been doing very well in the recent past, and they can give good opportunities for traders. Even the options volume, which was almost zero some time back, had come to a considerable level. So everything is going in BSE's favor. Yes, because of the kind of run up it has witnessed in the recent past, there might be some amount of correction or consolidation in between. But for a longer term horizon, it's a very good stock. One can continue to hold, and somebody looking for buying can add on depths.
So an add on dips, that's the view coming in on BSE, and fundamentally the stock remains very sound. But we'll slip into a break on that note. We'll try and answer many more queries on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now. Before we take next query, let's also pay attention to the market. We have seen sharp recovery in Nifty. More than 100 points recovered in the last 10 minutes or so. Nifty down just 85 points. In fact, the advanced decline ratio has now moved in favor of gainers, with the 1,322 stocks in green versus 1,273 stocks which are in red. And where is this recovery coming from? IndusInd Bank remains the top gainer on Nifty, followed by Asian Paints at around 1%, followed by Trent at around 0.5%, and even Nifty Bank has shown a sharp recovery, just 40 points down currently as we speak. But moving on, let's take the next query from Mangalore. Yajnesh is asking that he plans to sell Industar, Mazgaon Dock and Bharat Dynamics and bring Nestle, Glexopharma and Kaplan Point to his portfolio. What will you suggest, Rajesh? I'll repeat once again. He plans to sell Industar, Mazgaon Dock and Bharat Dynamics and bring Nestle, Glexopharma and Kaplan Point Lab Farms. What is your view? Should he do that, or there are other available options which he should go for?
See, at this point of time, I think Bharat Dynamics and Mazgaon Dock should be one in one's portfolio at least for the next 9 to 12 months, considering the fact that after Operation Sindoor, these defense stocks have been coming to limelight once again, and not to forget the kind of order book they have. And now the government's focus will be on more towards indigenization of defense products. Even international orders are coming in. The order books are also tight. So I think at this point of time, these two stocks should be one in one's portfolio. As far as Glaxo and Nestle are concerned, they can also be added. Kaplan Point, I would say avoid at this point of time. Indus Towers, one can sell.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on a whole host of defense stock after Operation Sindoor. As you rightly pointed out, many of these stocks are in focus. But let's also talk about a few other queries that have started coming in. We have Sunny, who has written to us from Mumbai. He's asking whether he can sell 50 shares of DMart and buy HDFC Bank instead, and he's willing to hold for about 2 years. So it's a long-term question. And Rajesh, what will your view be on both these counters, DMart, especially because of intensifying competition that the company is facing from these quick commerce players, and HDFC Bank? What will your view be on both these stocks?
See, I think it would be a very great strategy to switch from DMart to HDFC Bank. It's not that DMart or Avenue Supermart, as it's called, is a bad company, but the numbers have been not that exciting. The margins have been falling. And with the kind of competition that's heating up from the huge commerce space, that's one thing. The likes of Zepto, the Eternal or Swiggy are in the business of Q-commerce, and now Reliance is also coming. So competition is going to hot up in the coming days. It's better to switch to HDFC Bank, where the valuations are very good, and we believe that FY26 profit would become, bottom line would be around 80,000 odd crores. NIMs have been good. There are no issues of corporate governance as of now. Advance and deposits have grown quite well. And once this RBI cuts that has also already happened and starts continuing for 1 or 2 more quarters, I think NIMs would be taken care of. So at these valuation also, after the kind of run up HDFC Bank have witnessed, there's still a lot of upside left. For a long-term portfolio, yes, it's a buy.
HDFC Bank is a buy, and it will be a wise idea to shift from DMart to HDFC Bank. That's the word coming in from our fundamental expert. But we have Sangeet, who has written to us, and he is asking whether she should buy shares of Tata Motors at the current market price, time horizon 1 year. The question is whether Tata Motors could touch levels of 1200 once again after the demerger that's in the pipeline. Fundamentally speaking, Rajesh, what will your view be on Tata Motors? And then we'll take one technical view as well on this stock.
See, fundamentals are good, no doubt on that. The numbers have been exciting. The demerger is due. But I think all the positives has already been discounted. We have seen slowdown coming into the EV space, which was a mojo of Tata Motors sometimes back. 1200 or not, that's a very difficult call to take at this point of time because every quarter numbers are coming in, so we have to keep track of that. So at this point of time, 1200, I think, is a very long call. In auto space, we would recommend to go long on Hyundai Motors or in two-wheelers, Bajaj Auto. Even TVS is doing very well. So these are the some of the companies which are in a better position rather than going for Tata Motors.
The view on this stock, but technically speaking, Lakshmikant, what will your view be on Tata Motors?
Is hovering near its previous swing high of 740 to 745 zone. Yesterday, we have seen good amount of recovery in Tata Motors, and still, even in today's sessions, it has defended its previous swing low. But however, for the short-term perspective, this stock is looking good. I think once it crosses the levels of 740 to 745 range, then after we could see a good amount of surge in this stock, and it could move higher toward the levels of 800 to 810. So on the downside, nothing much to lose. Even if we look at the positive crossover from its 20 and 200 DMA, which is showing firm support. So I think with the stop loss of 690, one can go long in this stock and can expect upside move toward the levels of 800 to 810.
Right, that's a view coming in for Tata Motors. But moving on, next query is coming from Gautam, who's asking from Mumbai to recommend two stocks in the power sector for 12 to 18 months. He's asking one or two stocks, but Rajesh, you can suggest two.
See, the power sector, I think Tata Power will be the first choice, not only in conventional energy, but in renewable also they are doing very well. Even charging stations are doing well, expanding in a big way. So Tata Power would be one of them, and the other one would be CESC, where the valuations are very attractive. If you look at CESC and compare it with the peer group sectors, the valuations are at a very attractive level, I would say, and both the companies have the capacity of giving around a decent return in the next 2 years or so. So these two would be top picks from power sector.
So top two picks from the power sector, that's the word coming in, and the outlook for the sector continues to remain very positive. But apart from that, we have several other queries which our viewers have started sending in. And we have Rajesh, who has written to us, and he's saying that he's written to us after a really long time. And he's asking for 2 or 3 sound mid-cap and small-cap stocks from a 1 to 2 year perspective. What will your view be on this particular stock, Rajesh? Any ideas from the broader market that you can share for our viewers?
See, there are a lot of stocks in the mid cap and small cap space where good opportunities are there. For example, uh, we can go along on ITC hotels. That's looking very good. Bajaj Housing Finance Limited is looking very good. LIC Housing is looking very good. Even you have the likes of Hyundai, which I talked about some time back. You have Shilpa Medicare in the Medicare pharma space that can give good returns. So see, these are some of the stocks which one can go long on.
So Rajesh, answering to Rajesh on this query, and I would request Rajesh, don't take too long to write to us. Keep doing that on a frequent basis. Moving on, next query, Anand from Goa is asking, Orient Electric quantity is 100 and the buying price is 320. Kindly advise for 3 years plus horizon. Rajesh, please help him.
Strong company, I would say. Good capacity catering to Ahmedabad and nearby states. Doing very well. I think one can continue to go along on this.
The outlook for Orient Electric is very positive, can continue to hold on. But we have Venkata Rao, who has written to us from Vishakhapatnam. He's holding 120 shares of TCS, which were bought at 3,968 rupees per share. He's asking at what price should he average his position. The stock currently is at what, 3,524. So he's making some amount of losses on this holding. Lakshmikant, what will your view be on TCS?
The stock has been defending its previous swing lows of 33,450 to 3300 zone. So I think this is the good time to take entry in this stock and wait for the upside breakout above the levels of 3625. And once it breakthrough the levels of 3625, then after we could see upside move in this stock, and it could move higher toward the levels of 3875. So as this stock has defended its even bullish crossover of 20 and 50 DMA, so showing a smart pullback on the upside. So I think that this is the good time to do averaging, and I think one should till this stock hold above the levels of 3250, we could anticipate this breakout, and once it crosses the levels of 3650, then we could see a upside move toward the levels of 3950 to 4000 zone in TCS.
All right, that's a view on TCS, and just to pay attention on market as well, Nifty Bank has turned positive. It is up 93 points, and Nifty is just 12 points down as we speak. But with this, we'll take a short break and we'll do more of market check after the break, and stock queries will be answered.
Welcome back. You're still tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now right here on ET Now, and this is a show where we answer all your stock related queries. But first up, let's have a look at the markets, because we have seen a solid recovery over the last few minutes. In fact, if you see at the intraday chart, what a recovery it has been, and Nifty is now in the green above that 25,000 odd mark, and several gainers from the broader markets. But from the index level, we have IndusInd Bank, which is holding up 3% as we speak. Adani Ports, Trent, Asian Paints, Nestle, SBI, all of them holding up and are amongst the top gainers from the Nifty 50 index. From the broader markets as well, we have real estate stocks which are continuing to shine bright in today's trading session. Lodha, which is up 1.5%. Phoenix Mills, Godrej Properties, Oberoi Realty are some of the other gainers from the real estate index. But let's get going with all the stock related queries that you have sent. And we have Bharatwaj, who has written to us from Coimbatore. He is holding about 350 shares of Delivery, which were bought at an average price of 412 rupees per share. He is looking to hold for the next 3 to 5 year time horizon, and he is asking if he can buy more at the current market price. The stock currently trades at 367 odd levels. Rajesh, what will your view be on Delivery, this particular stock?
See, one can add the stock. The numbers have been improving, I would say, if not exciting. The numbers have been improving, and with the kind of business prospect this company has, considering the fact that the kind of Q-commerce and all these things are increasing in our country, good prospects going ahead. But for a 5 year period, I would still say keep track quarter on quarter numbers and then continue to hold. But at this point of time, it looks good.
Rohit is asking next question about Varun Beverages. He is holding the stock at the rate of 528. He wants to ask, can I average today for long term? Lakshmikant, should he do that?
I think he should avoid to make entry once again in this stock, because this stock is struggling since last few days, as this has been trading below its bearish crossover of 20 and 50 DMA since previous month. So I think it should avoid. I think if it reaches its previous swing low of which is placed around the levels of 470, then after we could see further downward move in this stock, and if it reaches this level, then this stock could show some more correction toward the levels of 435 to 420 zone. So overall, our view will be bearish in this stock till it hold to the levels of 520 to 540 zone.
That's the view on Varun Beverages. But the next question is also for you, Lakshmikant. We have Sumathi, who has written to us, and she bought about 1900 shares of NHPC at 87.07 rupees per share. Intraday, is there a hope for any kind of recovery, or whether she should book profits now itself? That's the question on NHPC. Lakshmikant, what will your short-term view be?
So I think she should wait in this stock, as this stock has found respite near its 20 DMA after witnessing decline from last 5 to 6 days. So we could expect pullback move in this stock toward the levels of 90 to 91 zone, whereas downward support is seen near the levels of 84. Till it hold this support, we could anticipate this upside move in this stock. I think 90 to 91 would be the stiff resistance for NHPC. So that is the level from where she could book profit.
All right. Next query is from Chennai. Subramanian is asking about Birla Soft. He is holding the stock at the rate of 620 per share. Shall I average it now for a decent return in medium term? Rajesh, should he do that? A lot of queries coming in for averaging today, considering the market was in red, but even that has recovered.
See, I don't think it would be a good strategy to average Birlasoft at this point of time, considering the fact that the kind of clouds over the entire IT space as such, although Birlasoft is in a different zone, but still, I don't think averaging out Birlasoft at this point of time or putting new money into this would be a good strategy. If you want to put money in IT, maybe go for a large cap stocks like Infosys or a TCS that would be stable for a longer term horizon. Birlasoft, as it is, good company, no doubt on that. But adding at this point of time, it won't be a good strategy.
Adding will not be a good strategy for Birla Soft. But we have Krish, who has written to us once again, and remember, he keeps sending us all his queries. He had sent a couple of them yesterday as well. Krish, thank you so much, and stay tuned to ET Now. Keep sending all your queries. He has a question for Rajesh. He is holding about 15 shares of Ultratech Cement, which were bought at 11,005 rupees per share. He wants to hold them for a minimum period of 3 years, and he is also okay adding more positions to this particular stock. So Ultratech Cement, Rajesh, what will your view be on this cement major?
We have a buy call on this. We have initiated a report on this. This quarter numbers were extremely good, I would say. Uh, uh, Above expectations. The numbers are pretty good. Going forward, also, we believe that the kind of focus on the government, infrastructure, and the real estate sector doing well, cement companies are going to do well with the kind of capacity Ultratech is. It's one more. It would be one of the major gainers. At this point of time, it's a buy from our side. Although this quarter numbers may be some amount of okay because of monsoon, which is there every year. It's a seasonal thing, but for a long-term horizon, Ultratech is a buy.
Next query is from Dr. Vinod Panikar. He is a short-term investor and he is writing from Chennai. Lakshmikant, I will come to you for this query. He is asking that he is holding shares of Bank of India. The quantity is 50 at the rupees 125. Ever since he has bought share, the share has come down. What should he do now?
The overall trend is on the bullish side in Bank India, and we have seen further amount of we are expecting upside recovery in this stock once it give the proper breakthrough the levels of 120 to 121 levels. I think that would be the crucial hurdle for Bank of India. So till it hold the levels of 108 to 106 June, our view will be positive in this stock. And once we see follow through buying momentum the levels of 117 to 120, then after we could see strong upside move in Bank of India, which could push it higher toward the levels of 135 to 145 zone. So that would be the upcoming target for this stock. So he can buy even from the current levels and keep the stop loss of 108 on the downside, and can expect upside move toward the levels of 125 to 130 zone in this stock.
Call coming in for Bank of India, 108 is the stop loss, 125 to 130 is the target price. Rajpreet Singh has written to us from Ludhiana. He is holding about 50 shares of Asian Paints at 2,600 rupees per share, purchased from a long-term perspective for 2 to 3 years. He is asking whether he should switch to some other stock to cover his loss. And this question is for Rajesh. What will your view be on Asian Paints, the stock currently at 2,400 odd levels?
See, I think even at these levels, the stock is trading at very high valuation, almost three-digit P. And the best of, and the worst part is competition is heating up. Where once sometimes back, Asian Paint was the market leader, but now a lot of new players are coming, be it Birlas or Astral or JSW. The competition has gone up. Despite the fact that crude is trading at a very reasonable level, Asian paint companies are not doing anything. Even so, I think it's better to switch from Asian Paints to some other stock.
Next query coming in from Bharti. She's asking about Tata Chemicals and KPIT Technologies. Lakshmikant, she's holding 100 quantity each. What will you advise to her? Should she hold or sell?
You asked about Tata Chemical or KPIT? Still, I'm not able to hear your query.
Two stocks she asked, Tata Chemicals and KPIT Technologies.
See, first I would like to recommend about the Tata Chemicals. This stock has seen a double bottom breakout on the daily chart, and then after we have also seen this stock has surpassed its upcoming downward sloping line. So overall view will be positive in Tata Chemical, and we expect that this stock could move higher toward the levels of 950 to 960 zone with a strong support which is located near the levels of 855 to 845 zone on the downside. So till it hold this support, we could expect upside move in Tata Chemical toward the levels of 955 to 965 zone. Now, talking about KPIT, so this stock has seen a decent amount of correction, and then after it has made bottom near the levels of 1020, and we have seen a significant amount of pullback move in this stock. For the last few days, this stock has reclaimed its long-term moving averages, and even at current levels, they still defending its 150 DMA on the daily and weekly charts. So overall expectation is on the bullish side. Immediate resistance is seen near the levels of 100, 400, 1405. So that would be the upcoming resistance level. And once it's started sustaining above the levels of 1405, then after it could resume its upside momentum, and it could see further positive momentum toward the levels of 1560 to 1580 zone.
Okay, so that's the view on KPIT Tech and several other stocks, but we'll need to slip into a short break on that note. We'll try and answer many more queries on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now with me, Ankur Mishra and Rajesh Agarwal. But before we talk about next stock query, can't take off eyes from the market, which has seen a smart pullback. Nifty now in red with just 28 points down. But what a smart recovery which has been there in the market. You see all the indices. In fact, Nifty Bank also now slipping into red before gaining more than 300 points. Now the advanced decline ratio is also comfortably in the favor of green with 1397 in green and 1236 declining. But where is this recovery coming from? IndusInd Bank holding up in Nifty around 2.5% up, followed by Trent, Adani Port and Adani Enterprises. But let's move on to next stock query. Mahalakshmi is asking from Hyderabad about KEI Industries. She's holding the stock at the rate of 3,480. Her query is that the stock moved to around 5,000, but now it has once again come back to the holding price. What should she do, Rajesh?
Continue to hold. The wire industry is doing very well with the kind of construction activities going on. Prospects also look good. It's one of the good companies in the entire industry, I would say. Continue to hold.
So that's the view coming in on KEI. In fact, we have many viewers who have sent in their queries on the same stock, KEI Industries. We had Nagaraj who had also written to us. So that's a good stock, fundamentally sound company. But Ignatius has written to us from Kolkata. He's holding about 50 shares of Reliance Industries, purchased at 1214 rupees per share. He wants to sell and buy ICICI Bank instead with a time horizon of 1 year. Rajesh, what will your view be on Reliance and switching over from Reliance to ICICI Bank?
Shreya, this is really one tough one, I would say, because both are a very good companies. And First, coming to Reliance, the numbers have been pretty good. On all parameters, the company has been doing well. Geo platforms has done very well. Reliance Retail has more than 19,000 odd stores under its belt. Yeah, Geo's ARPUs has gone up like anything with the kind of 5G rollout and price hike, the tariff hikes. I think ARPUs are going to go up further from these levels. 2 years down the line, I expect some kind of corporate actions being announced. So if that happens, that would be an added advantage. Otherwise, too, also at this point levels, I think Reliance is a good buy for long-term horizon. Even ICICI Bank is a good buy from our side, so it would be a very difficult choice to make between Reliance and ICICI Bank. What I would suggest, if you're holding Reliance, continue to hold so, and if you have extra funds with you, which you can allocate, you can go along on ICICI Bank too.
All right, that's the advice on Reliance Industries and ICICI Bank. Both are good stocks and should be holded in the portfolio. But next query from Subramaniam, who is writing from Sikandrabad, asking about Coforge. He is holding 10 shares at the rate of 7,971. Lakshmikant, what is your advice?
He should still hold this stock because this stock has already surpassed its previous swing high of 8,250 level, and then after we have seen a consolidative move coming from the levels of 8,520 to 8,170 zone. So I think one could expect upside breakout the levels of 1,550 surpassing this level. We could see further upside momentum in this stock, and in that case, it could move higher toward the levels of 9,400 to 9,430. So I think he should hold this stock, and as it already making good profit, so I think he should trail his stop loss toward the levels of 7,980, and this stock till it hold this level of 7,980, we could see upside momentum in Coforge.
Okay, so that's the view on Coforge, but we have one more stock specific query that has come in on the IT sector, and Prashant has written to us from Behran. Thank you, Prashant, for tuning in all the way from Middle East, and we have viewers that are joining in from across the globe. He's holding shares of Wipro at an average price of 254 rupees per share. He's asking whether we could see an upswing anytime soon. Lakshmikant, what will your view be? And he's specifically asking for a target price by July 2025, that is over a 2 to 3-month time horizon. What will your target be on this stock?
See, on 12th of May, this stock has seen a upside move after breaking its congestion zone above the levels of 246. But as soon as it reached near the levels of 50 DMA, which is placed around the mark of 257 to 60 zone, we have seen a pullback move in this stock toward its lower level. But still, it's holding its 20 DMA, which is placed around the zone of 242 240 zone. So we expect that defending these levels, we could see upside move in Wipro toward the levels of 257, which is its immediate resistance. And if it surpasses the levels of 257, then we could see upside momentum in this stock, which could push it higher toward the levels of 270. So as he asked that within July he can expect this momentum. Yes, he can expect this momentum till Wipro trades above the levels of 240 mark, and we can expect this upside move toward the levels of 270.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lakshmikant and Rajesh ji, for joining at this hour. With this, it's time for a wrap in this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now.